Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Vegas Top Dogs YouTube channel, Super Bowl edition. That's right, Super Bowl is finally here. San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs. I brought on three of my favorite expert handicappers, Jesse Schule, Kevin Thomas, Jeff Hochman. They have some great props for you in the game. We'll get to them in 1 minute, but we're ready to go here. Super Bowl week, Super Bowl props. We're going to have some rapid fire winners for you. And then we're going to take a little break as we head into March Madness, take a few weeks off. And then as we get into the conference tournaments, these videos will resume. Guys, welcome back.
Good to see you, Tony. I'm heating up at the right time, right in time for the Super Bowl, and pretty excited about the big game.
Yeah, so am I. It's a great time, and looking forward to the big game. Any special plans for any of you guys? Anybody going to Vegas?
Well, I can't even leave my house because of all the rain we had here in California. So I'll definitely be watching it at home. You know, it's kind of bittersweet. It's the last game of the season, of course, and we won't have, the NFL till August. So yeah, but it's been a great season. I am going for my 10th straight Super Bowl win. 9-0 the last 9 years. I do have my premium pick loaded up right now at VegasTopDogs.com. So along with my free picks that I'll give you here shortly, you can get my service play, and hopefully I'll win 10 in a row and we can all cash.
Looking forward to it, Jeff. Kevin, how about you?
Well, I still remember that Falcons Patriots Super Bowl. I can't say I won that one because I was all over the Falcons and I was already spending that money at halftime. And yeah, I wanted to personally fly out there and kick Shanahan's ass, but I know he was only the offensive coordinator, but still, you got to keep your foot on the pedal there. But other than that, I've done very well in Super Bowls and most of the sports I cap. So you can find me over at Vegas Top Dogs with all these lovely guys and purchase a subscription because that's where you get your best money. And WNBA starting up soon. And last year I was almost 69% for the season in my first year at WNBA, and I'm ready for it again. And baseball, can't wait.
Awesome, looking forward to it. As always, guys, like, subscribe, thumbs up. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Be sure to visit VegasTopDogs.com. Check out all the premium plays, all the free picks, articles, sportsbook bonuses. And at the end of this video, we'll have some links for some great sportsbook bonuses, and we will also recap all the prop plays we are about to talk about. One prop that caught my attention, I actually heard it on a radio show earlier today. 6 of the last 7 Super Bowls, a player has scored 2 or more touchdowns. So that may be a good MVP prop. Find a player you think is going to score 2 or more touchdowns, and they probably have a great chance of winning the MVP.
Yeah, I like that one, Tony.
All right, well, I'll go first. I circled a few props. I'll jump right in, and we'll pass it along to you guys. We'll see who you like in the big game for this week. One prop I do like is Christian McCaffrey over 17.5 yards for his longest run. I think with that offensive line for the 49ers, I expect a couple big runs from him. 17.5 isn't that high. I think he'll have a run of 20 or more. So we're going to take Christian McCaffrey over 17.5 yards for his longest rush of the day. He actually did it 11 out of the last 18 games. His longest rush was over 17.5 yards. I think he'll do it again in the Super Bowl. Sticking with San Francisco, another prop I like, Brock Purdy. He doesn't look to run a lot, but when he does, he averages over 9 yards per rush. His prop is set at 8.5 for his longest rush in the game. We're going to take that over 8.5 for his longest rush. And also his total rushing yards in the game is set at 12.5. That's only 4 more yards. So let's take Brock Purdy over rushing yards over 12.5. I think that's a solid prop play as well. One more crossover prop I like. There are a couple sports books. I'll post the sports books down below here when we finish the video, where you could find this one. It's a crossover play between the NBA and the Super Bowl. Which will be higher, Kansas City Chiefs total points or Jason Tatum's total points. The Celtics play the Miami Heat at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday at Miami. I think Jason Tatum's going to score 30 or more points. So we're going to play Jason Tatum minus 135 to have more points than the Kansas City Chiefs. Those are the 4 props I like in this year's Super Bowl. I'm looking to go 3-1 or better with those 4. Jesse, what do you have on tap?
Well, before I get into the props, let me talk about how I see this game unfolding. You guys remember in the championship round, the Baltimore Ravens, their game plan was rather inexplicable. They had the Lamar Jackson, the best rushing quarterback probably anybody's ever seen. They got an excellent running game, and they just didn't run the ball, and they paid the price for it. And I don't expect the San Francisco 49ers to make that same mistake. This Kansas City Chiefs defense, awesome against the pass, average against the run. I expect San Francisco to come in focused on running the ball. Also, they got a young quarterback in Brock Purdy who's never been to a Super Bowl before. History hasn't been kind to young quarterbacks in their first Super Bowl. I expect San Francisco to come out running, and on the flip side, I expect the Chiefs to lean on Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he is in the GOAT conversation. He's been heating up in the playoffs and the final few weeks of the regular season. The Kansas City Chiefs have found their stride offensively with the emergence of Rashee Rice and the reemergence of Travis Kelce. So that's how I expect this game to unfold. The Chiefs come out passing and the 49ers come out running. And for that reason, I'm going to focus on a couple players, which let's go with Travis Kelce first. Kelce and Mahomes hold the NFL record for most touchdowns in the playoffs. Kelce, he just seems to get touchdowns every game in the playoffs. And we're getting even money on Kelce to get in the end zone. I got to go with that. I went with that last year. So Kelce, anytime touchdown, and Kelce to be the leading receiver in the game at plus money. I can't remember the exact odds of that, but it's a decent plus money play. And the reason I'm going with that is because, as I said, I expect the 49ers to lean on their running game, and they have a wide array of receivers to spread the ball around, whereas the Chiefs are sort of limited to Rice and Kelce. And I know some people are saying, well, they're just going to double Kelce, but I think you could have said that any previous playoff game he's been involved in. He's been the focus of the Chiefs offense, and it hasn't seemed to slow him down. So that covers Travis Kelce. Moving on to Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes to lead the game in passing yards at minus 155. Like I said, I think the 49ers want to take the ball out of Brock Purdy's hands and lean on their running game. Even in a game that they were trailing the majority of the game last week, they still focused on the run. So I think Mahomes will throw for more yards than Purdy in this game. And Mahomes over 25.5 rushing yards. And my thoughts here are these totals are based on season averages. And one of the reasons quarterbacks don't run the ball more in the regular season is because they don't want to put their body on the line. When it comes to playoffs, and particularly the Super Bowl, you're not saving it for anything. This is the Super Bowl. You want to win. You have a chance to gain a first down. You take it. And we've seen that last year. Mahomes, I think he ran for 44 yards in last year's Super Bowl, recovering from a high ankle sprain. Now he's 100% healthy. If you give him a chance to take off and put his body on the line and run the ball, I expect him to do that. So Mahomes over 25.5 yards. Moving on, San Francisco's star stud, Christian McCaffrey. I like his rushing yards total over. I got a good line at 87.5, minus 130. I like McCaffrey 2+ touchdowns at plus 260. And I like McCaffrey to win the MVP award at plus 475. Again, with the thought that I don't think Shanahan wants Brock Purdy everything to be on his shoulders in this game. I think he wants to lean on his offensive line, his defense, and Christian McCaffrey, who's been so dependable all year. So we're going to go with that. And the final bet, which is perhaps the one I like the most, 56% of MVP awards in Super Bowl history have gone to quarterbacks, but that means 44% have gone to somebody else. You can get plus 200 on the field versus quarterbacks in this Super Bowl for the MVP award. I think that 2-1, the math certainly adds up there. And in particular, in this game, you got Kelsey on the Chiefs, who's in play. You've got perhaps both running backs would be in play, but McCaffrey in particular has a solid chance. And then you have the off chance of a defensive player stealing the show. I just think the odds on a non-quarterback winning are better than 2-1. So we will take that plus 200 bet on the field versus quarterbacks for the MVP award. That wraps up my Super Bowl props.
Jesse, great stuff. Great analysis as usual. I think I'm going to ride your tail on a few of those props. Really like a couple of those. Kevin Thomas, what do you have for us?
First, I want to say this is an intriguing Super Bowl as both these teams got in. My Packers, with that pass to Kittle, got past the Packers. They had the ball. They had the last chance, and Love threw an interception. And then the next game, Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles too close to the red zone for the 49ers for them to hang on and win, because that was I know Reynolds dropped a lot of passes. You saw what the 49ers did in that game. They took out Amon St. Brown, and the Lions started focusing on Reynolds as their receiver. That is what's going to happen here. Rice will be a non-factor in this game. So who is Mahomes going to go to? Watson. We haven't heard about Watson in a while, but the kid has speed and the kid can catch the ball. And for him to get us a touchdown, we're looking at plus 650. Another thing I can tell you, when the 49ers played the Arizona Cardinals, McBride, tight end for Arizona, 11 targets, 10 catches, 102 yards. That's against the 49ers defense. But who we don't talk about, who no one knows unless you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, is tight end Higgins, the rookie. He was 5 for 5 with 1 touchdown. I think Kelsey's going to get yards. He pushes off enough. He gets space. Now he's going against 2 of the best linebackers in the league, in Warner and Glass now. But the thing is, Noah Gray, in that game against the Ravens, you don't hear enough. He had 5 targets. For him to get a touchdown, that's plus 900 for a touchdown from Noah Gray, the other tight end besides Kelsey. He stepped up big in a lot of the games. I had Kelsey all year in fantasy. He was garbage until the playoffs. I mean, he had 2 great games. Other than that, he was a non-factor. He's stepping up big. We saw him great game against the Ravens there. And look at that game. Flowers drops it in the end zone, fumbles it, and then the 15-yard penalty there. They should be here too. I mean, any one of these teams could not be here right now. So I just want to make that point because I hate both these teams. I just want to keep stressing that. This should be the lines. But other than that, we're going to look at the 49ers. Deebo Samuel to get the first catch of the game, plus 270. Talk about what Jesse was talking about. They've gone a short dink and dunk, especially with Brock Purdy, first Super Bowl. And as good as Christian McCaffrey is at running it, Deebo Samuel is better at catching it than anybody on that team. I know Ayuk, he gets a lot of single coverage because of Deebo. So if Deebo can stay healthy, this game's going to be very fun to watch. Kittle likes to get his nose in there and block. Deebo Samuel, 9.7 yards after the catch. I think he leads the NFL by at least 2 or 3 yards after the catch. So a prop for Deebo Samuel over 22 yards, minus 120. I like that one right there. Like I said, we got Noah Gray for a touchdown, plus 600 tight end for the Chiefs. George Kittle, 4+ receptions, minus 150. That's a little high juice for a prop, but I like it a lot. And the other one I had one more that I really liked. Christian McCaffrey, over 14 yards for a reception. So he's going to catch one, go 14 yards, minus 125. Or no, 34 for receiving yards, minus 120 for McCaffrey. Over 14 yards on any catch. I think he can nail both of those. But I think Debo Samuel will be more the slasher pass catcher. He's going to get a couple runs here too. We know Christian McCaffrey will break one for about 30 yards and then need a breather. So they're my props for the game. I think it's going to be a great game. And if I'm looking at the total here, I'm going in the under because these are probably the two best defenses right now. I know everyone thought the Ravens had one of the best defenses, but when it comes to all-around defense, we're looking at two of the best right now. So I'm leaning on the under.
All right. Great stuff, Kevin. Thank you very much for joining us on our Super Bowl edition. And batting cleanup today, we have Jeff Hochman.
I got 3 props, Tony, for everybody. I like them quite a bit. These actually went out to my clients earlier today. First one, we're going to take Travis Kelce over 68.5 receiving yards. It's juiced right now, minus 130. Don't be surprised if this number has risen by the time you watch this video. I like it all the way up to 75.5. Look, he's gone over this number in all 3 postseason games this season with an average of 87.3. Kelce's been a beast with extra rest in his career. He averages 94.5 receiving yards anytime he has more than 1 week of rest. I think Kelce should have a lot of success against this 49ers zone defense. My model has it at 89.5. Prop number 2, we are going to take Patrick Mahomes under half an interception, minus 120, AKA Patrick Mahomes will throw an interception. No. He's got no turnover-worthy plays in his last 4 games at PFF. Just 7 picks in 17 postseason games in his career. No interceptions in his last 6 postseason games. So I like Patrick Mahomes under a half an interception at minus 120. Third prop, I got a kicking prop because who doesn't like kickers? Longest field goal. We're going to go over field goal made. Over 47.5 yards. It's minus 125. Allegiant Stadium, indoors, altitude, just under 2,200 miles in the air. So people don't realize that this stadium is really conducive for kickers to make long field goals. It has one of the highest rates of 50-plus yarders. Both kickers have a huge leg. But Butker's much more accurate with just 2 missed field goals all year. Mooney is a rookie, so he may have a little nerves. But, 4th and 2 on the 30, I think both head coaches are going to want to take the points on that 48-yard field goal. So longest field goal made, over 47.5 yards for my third and final prop Super Bowl YouTube video channel. It's minus 125 currently.
Jeff, thank you. Great stuff. Guys, thanks for joining us all season long, and especially for this Super Bowl edition. And be sure to visit VegasTopDogs.com. They'll have their premium plays posted. And like Kevin said earlier, WNBA is starting up. Baseball, 5-6 weeks away. Conference tournaments are right around the corner, plus March Madness. So a lot of action, hockey, NBA. I know Jeff likes horse racing. Kentucky Derby's not far away. So there'll be a lot of premium plays on the VegasTopDogs.com website.
Good stuff, everybody. Kevin, Jesse, Tony, thanks as always. Good luck, everybody. Stay safe out there and enjoy the big game.
You too.
Guys, enjoy the Super Bowl. As always, good luck and be a winner.